Good morning, natural gas. It's Friday, July the 3rd, 2026. I'm Tim Beggins, president of Elk Trading Company. And for the spot August contract, we're currently up 6 cents. We're currently trading at 325.90, up 6.3 cents or almost 2%. Now, as you can see, we're still waffling around the 48 and 13 period exponential moving averages, the RSI trying to climb to the upside. We've really gone sideways since June the 1st, but this excessive heat, and now we've gotten past the bearish storage report, might be just enough to see if natural gas can kick to the upside. Let's take a look at the hourly chart. We're well above the daily pivot, which came in at 318.90 today. We're above first resistance, which came in at 322.70, and we're hanging around that second resistance level, 325.80 right now. So we're currently 326. So it's right there. The RSI is open to the upside, but is slightly sideways. So let's see if we can close this out on a positive note today, because next week we'll see if this heat returns. It looks like it may. Let's take a look at the EIA storage report. Came in at plus 87 BCF. Expectations around plus 82. And again, that was higher than last year's plus 61 and the 5-year average at plus 64. Bearish storage report, but the outlook going forward gets more bullish. Let's take a look at the strips. This is the winter strip. This is Noe through March. And as you can see, we're catching a slight bid today. We're up 2.6 cents here to 375.5. The RSI still is going sideways. And again, the arrow here is pointing lower. We continue to drift lower for Noe March. Why? Because of super El Nino fears. What that means, potentially warmer temperatures in the upper part of the United States. It's cooler, wetter, I should say, across the south, but warmer there as well. So overall, there is an outlook here that we may not have much of a winter to speak of because of super El Nino conditions. But remember also, too, we can get polar vortex disruptions. So keep a careful eye on it. When it gets too low, you're going to have to be careful that we don't have a sudden whiplash to the upside. And let's take a look at next year's injection season. Also, it is looking slightly positive today, up 9 ticks to 313.70 here. The RSI looks like it's trying to turn to the upside. So again, this is concerns. We don't have a winter. Stocks are too high coming into the spring. The injection season is a wash, and therefore things don't look positive. But right now, we're getting a little bit of bargain hunting here. As you can see, even as we make new lows, the RSI is not making new lows. So it's a bullish potential, but as you can see, the trend is still lower at the moment. Let's take a look at the power grid, and this is ERCOT. As you can see, we're going to climb here to almost 83,200 megawatts here in demand, but solar and wind are going to be picking up about 44,000 megawatts potential here, which means that natural gas right now is just under 29% of the fuel mix because solar and wind are doing very well yet again. Let's take a look across the grid for the United States, and the pain points are in the Northeast. As you can see, PJM expecting to be over $700 today. Yesterday got over $2,100 per megawatt. As you can see, MISO today over looking like it's going to be about 250 here, and NISO, this is New York State, 850, and New England here over $500. So we're looking at some pain here to the Northeast because of the extreme heat risk, and we'll take a look at that. But the outlook right now for the July 10th through the 16th period for the 8 to 14 day is above normal, mostly in the interior West and Florida. That Northeast catches a slight bid here, a relief, but it may not last too long. Let's take a look at the heat risk map. And as you can see, extreme heat risk right now for over 87 million, almost 87 million people here for today. And then tomorrow for the 250th anniversary of our beautiful country, we're going to be over 63 million people under extreme heat risk from Atlanta, Washington, all the way back to New York City. So this is going to be a bit of a concern for your outdoor activities. This continues to abate as we get into Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. But take a look. We've got moderate heat risk to major heat risk all the way from California all the way back over into Virginia. So be careful here. The heat continues to build as we move into July. Let's take a look at the heat risk as we go forward here for the 7th. This is into the 8th here. As you can see, triple digits from Texas all the way back up into Virginia here. This continues as we go into July the 11th, 12th. As you can see, we got a little bit of relief here for the Northeast. Then it surges back in again for the 13th, 14th, 15th. And here's, take a look here. This is the 16th. We start seeing triple digits all the way up into Illinois, triple digits into South Carolina, and that's for the 17th here, pushing up in toward Chicago. So this really doesn't give us much of a relief for the Northeast, just a brief period for a few days. And then we start looking at these heat indices, triple digits, Dallas, all the way back up, almost catching New York City. So this is on the 17th. July is shaping up to be a very warm start. And here's Europe talking about warm. As you can see, as we go through the forecast period, catches a bit of a relief here in France for just a few days. We do get some warmer temperatures coming in here on the 6th and 7th. That's the 7th right here. It catches a tad of relief, but then right back again, 11th, 12th, really scorching here for France and Benelux countries here, back into Germany. And this moves a little bit east as we go through the forecast period. Here's July the 15th, catching most of France, Germany, Austria, all the way back into Poland at this stage. This continues through the 16th, 17th. Take a look at this. This is mainly over southern Germany and Poland. So it's a scorcher for the US and Europe until, well, at least the half of July. And here is the EU storage picture. I don't know what's going on in the United Kingdom, but at 18% full with July on the board, I don't know how much longer you can go without really starting to panic here for some of your storage countries here. Belgium in particular, 23%, the United Kingdom, 18%, Netherlands, 26%, and yes, Germany at 42%, but that's a 5-year minimum. So that is really not good. Europe is going to have to catch a bid here quickly because Asia's outpricing them for spot LNG, and there's no relief on the weather. Let's take a look at Asia. This is just the temperature map. And as you can see here, we start getting warmer temperatures as we talked about between Shanghai and Beijing. Yes, southern part of China still starts to warm up, as well as the Koreas and parts of Japan. This is more seasonal temperatures, but as you can see here, July the 10th, these are 80s up to 90-degree temperature ranges here for eastern provinces of China. We start seeing some warmer temperatures again into Korea and Japan as we go through the forecast period, but it's not much above, it's more seasonal. And let's take a look at the picture in the Middle East. Nothing is loading at Ras Laffan, but we do see some more traffic coming through the Strait of Hormuz. That's good news here. We've still got a cluster here off Dubai and off Oman. Let's take a look at the United States. I want to point something out here. The pipeline connection to Port Arthur LNG is now in service. So this continues to be under construction. It is expected to come online in the first half of 2027 for Train 1. And over here for Golden Pass, we've got Train 1 online. Train 2 is trying to come online before the end of the year. And this is Sabine Pass here with over 6 trains already online. So think about this, folks. This is one of the most concentrated LNG export areas in the world. Let's take a look at Cameron LNG, 1.47 almost at a 1.56. It's steady as she goes. Here is Creole Trail feeding Sabine Pass, as we talked about. Still some open capacity here. Why? Because we've got some maintenance at Gillis Compressor Station on the 7th and 8th. Here over at Corpus Christi, same thing. This is over at the Sinton Compressor Station, also on the 7th and 8th. Here's Freeport running almost 1.9 and change. That's good news there. And this is Calcasieu Pass, still has open capacity near 400,000. That's been normal. And here is Plaquemines running over nameplate capacity, almost 3.967. Wow. That's pretty impressive. And Golden Pass running at 558,000 MMBTUs out of total capacity of 800 to 850,000 MMBTUs for train one. So it's starting to steadily move up. That's good news for Golden Pass. And here is the Gulf. It is quiet. The Gulf of America slash Mexico is very little activity on storms, which means we're getting nothing on the horizon to look at. And also for the mid-Atlantic, the Saharan air layer. A massive plume is coming off the coast. And as you can see, it's pushing into the Windward Islands as we speak. And that will continue to press on into Central America. So this is going to inhibit any mid-Atlantic hurricane activity, at least for the time being. This is similar to last year, but this seems like there's even more dust this year. And let's take a look at the stocks. Yes, the stock market is closed for the July 4th holiday weekend. And right now, this is just the 1 week performance. So these are stocks between $2 and $10 billion, have a high short float over 10%. And as you can see right now, CRK up 5.84%, BKV up 5.72%. Behind me, Magnolia, though, down 7.35%. So mixed picture on the stocks. Again, this is a short session for the NYMEX here for the spot August contract. Today, we're currently trading at 326.30, up 6.7 cents or a little bit over 2%. Let us know your thoughts in the comment section below. Please hit that like and subscribe button. Thanks for listening. We'll see you soon.